Welcome back to the table. Today, we've been doing a lot, and we're getting ready for Gen Con. And as you saw in the thumbnail, this is our best attempt, anyway, at a Gen Con preview. Before we get to that, as you can see, we have some of the games stacked up around us. We have one of them set up, in fact, in front of us. Look who's with me.
I know, man. I made it down here again. You guys, I will be making it down here periodically. You'll be like, man, why is he in the studio? I live 500 miles away, but I love coming down here filming content because this is where you get the best of it all. When I'm here, we're at full force.
Absolutely.
Full
In fact,
right?
no one is saying, man, what are you doing in the studio? Everyone's saying, yes, Jeremy's in the studio.
I hope so.
I'm sure they are. I am for sure. It's nice having you here. Jeremy and I thought we'd put this together really quick. As of recording, it's Tuesday evening, 2 days before Gen Con really starts proper. And we thought we'd put up some of our thoughts about some of the games that we're going to be able to maybe buy.
Right.
And by the way, caveat. Some of or all of this may be inaccurate.
This is coming from the BGG page, so you don't know for sure. I mean, even with us, who supposedly have insider information, we don't know. Supposedly, and this all comes down to something that's going on in the industry right now, and that is shipping. I mean, there are literally, some people don't know this, but like some of these games arrive the day of at 1 p.m. randomly.
Oh, yeah. Well, that happens at Gen Con every year.
So
every time I've been to Gen Con, there's been a publisher who's like, I don't know, we're supposed to get our games, and the show has started. This year, it's even worse. I was just talking to someone the other night who said that their games are in Chicago, and they're hoping they're going to get them by Thursday there at the show. So anyway, things might change, not to mention the fact that there's a pandemic that's been going on.
Right.
So
just remember, 2 years, 2 years, it hasn't changed. Like convention shipping is a thing anyway. It's normal. It's a very normal thing.
Some publishers have, they were going to come 3 weeks ago, and now they're not coming. So anyway, some of this may be accurate. Hopefully all of it is.
Yeah, let's just talk about games. If you know me, I just love to talk about a slew of games. There's never enough time for me. I could fill up 2 hours talking about games.
We're not doing that for sure.
We're not doing that. We're going to kind of just get to the games. So let's just talk about, let's just kick it off with this. There are some games that you haven't seen. You may have heard about over the last year. It's been a pandemic. Not everybody's paying attention to these titles. They got bigger and better things to worry about. But there are a slew of games that I have played like before this convention, even till like January, late December, just games that are available that people overlooked. And I want to kind of highlight one publisher that I love, and that is Gryphon Games.
Oh, yeah. If you've slept on their games, you take a look for sure.
So they already have the Lacerda games. So you're already in a buying mood. You're at Gen Con, you're in a buying mood, right? These are going to be the games that you definitely are going to splurge on. I'm not telling you what to do with your money because these are expensive games. But they had that Rococo that came out last year. Beautiful. I have it. It's got some great components and a good solo mode. Now is the time to pick up On Mars. They're going to have it there, have it in stock. Nice big box, one of my favorite Lacerda games. And then Kanban.
Have you played it yet? Have you played? Oh, you did play it.
I played it for a week when I got home, brother.
Nice.
Like when Ryan said that, I was like, I've never played Kanban, and I've had it. And I said, I'm going to sit down and play it. When I came back, it was the first game I played. I played it like 3 or 4 times that week.
Nice.
I just could not stop playing. The solo mode is absolutely amazing in that game.
Yeah, now those games are probably admittedly on the pricier side, but what better place to pick them up as a con? Because then you don't have to pay shipping, right?
Yeah, I got some in the bank if you want to go on there.
You just have to have a piece of luggage with you to take it back wherever you're going.
Those are big ones, man.
Another publisher in terms of games that maybe you've slept on or that just kind of flew under the radar between last year and now, Bezier as well.
Oh, yeah.
So one that we played last time you were here, Maglev Metro, was at the bottom of there, and Whistle Mountain. Now, we talked a lot about Whistle Mountain last year, but it came out at a time...
So close to my game of the year, by the way.
Whistle Mountain is up there. It's a great... Luke Laurie, I'm a big fan of Luke Laurie's.
Huge fan.
I like Energy Empire. Now, admittedly, I'm not sure. I think I might still like Energy Empire
I love
more.
It. And the expansion's coming, by the way. It's finally delivered. It's going to be insane.
Is it?
And that game, oh my goodness. We could talk about that for a while. But anyway.
Whistle Mountain is going to be available for sale there, as is Maglev Metro. Both are games that are absolutely worthy of your attention. At least take a look. If you're going to be at the show, go over there, take a look, check them out.
Definitely something to demo. Both of them are going to have, like the Maglev Metro is a good engine building type game. This one actually, same thing with Whistle Mountain. It's kind of you're building up your little engine as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, definitely check it out. And I'll tell you, they are a little bit on the pricey side, but man, are you getting some high quality stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, there's a few games. Did you have any other games that were sort of sleepers over the last year? Or
Fun Fair is a big one. So if you like, I've been kind of chiming about this. If you saw me over on the Kohaku channel, you saw me talking about that game. Absolutely awesome little tableau building game where you're just creating a kind of a fair scene on your tableau, building rides, putting different things on top of them, and kind of collecting sets to score money. It's really, really good, and it plays in under an hour. So if you're not a fan of Unfair,
which is a little nastier.
Which is very nasty. This game is like hug, love, opposite.
It sounds like it's for me. We covered Unfair pretty early on the channel.
Was it your first review?
It wasn't the first one, but it's pretty early, and I was glad to see Funfair come out because I'm not into the nasty take that sort of stuff.
This game took up 2 weeks of my life. We played it at lunch every day. We just loved it. It just and I played the TTS version. Plays in 45 minutes the same because it just plays so fast and it feels free, and you get something for helping people in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they really turned it.
That's the thing. It's not. There's nothing where you damage anybody else. You just take care of other people. I'm gonna definitely highlight this game, Kabuto Sumo, which is on our table right now.
It is.
Now, of course, if you know like the push coin thing at the fair or at your whatever game store you play those things at. What do they call them? Like the adult arcade places where you put coins in and they.
Oh
slide
yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what those machines are
I don't
called,
know what
but
they're called.
you slide the token in and there's like usually some sort of construction type equipment that's pushing it back and forth. It's kind of like that.
So what if I told you we did that, except we're fighting as sumo bugs?
That theme.
So yeah, I mean, when I played this prototype 2 years ago, I believe at PAX, and I was like, wow, this is just a whole bunch of circles.
They didn't have a theme on it.
They didn't have a theme on it, and now they have these bugs. They have all these different shapes. Let me tell you, I'm going to get bold with this one here. If you like Strike is a very quick family game. You're just chucking dice and throwing them. It kills at parties. People love it. 15 minutes. This game could be the next addition to your family where you can break it out 15 minutes, have a really good game with your friends. It can be played to 4-player and even at 3 players, straight combat. But really, it's based off that very popular game. But this has powers and silly shapes and stuff that you're pushing around. I mean, honestly, even if you have problems with the rules, you're just literally just having fun pushing these things around.
And I will say, it is a bold comparison to Strike. In terms of like the kind of fun you'll have at the table, I would completely agree. Yeah. It must be said, though, this is not a random sort of game. This is very strategic, even though it kind of looks dexterity. It's not really dexterity, although you are manually pushing tokens on here, but it can be very, very strategic in how you're doing that. And it takes a while to really learn how these pieces are all going to typically move when you push them in certain ways, because inevitably they move in a different way than you expected.
Yeah, this is just this game is one of my favorite games this year, y'all. I just can't.
It is. It's good.
I'm going to give you one more little sleeper. It's called Kohaku. It is a game that is by 25th Century Games. It is this tile drafting game where you're taking the tiles and you're putting them in the water next to koi. You're making like a little koi pond of kind of tableau area.
I've seen the box of this.
And you're putting things around it. Now the interesting part about this is that you have different ways that they score based on their color. Some of them are 2 colors, some are 1 color, and things like that. But the really nice, beautiful thing about this is its table presence, because it's got see-through tiles that are like glass acrylic. They're acrylic see-through tiles that are in there. It's gorgeous. It's fun. The solo mode's super fast.
That sounds like table presence for sure.
It's a beautiful table presence, and it's just a good family level game. But I played with my game group. It was good. We have a good time. You definitely want to check that one out.
Well, I want to talk about. We're going to shift to games that you can demo, but probably not buy.
Yeah.
And one of the games, I have 2 games like that. So one of the games, and this is probably at the top of my list, maybe period for Gen Con. I want to see this badly. And that's the expansion for Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah, that's
from CGE.
That's going to be huge. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think
That's
it's
gonna
called
be huge. I didn't even write down the name.
Legendary Expeditions or something like that. But the gist of the expansion is that you're going to get explorers, like personal player powers.
Okay.
So it's going to change some things up. I love variable player powers. I loved Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah. I
So
love that game.
I'm really looking forward to it. Now, it is only demo. I believe it. I think it's going to be for sale maybe at Essen.
Maybe.
But I'm not sure.
Maybe.
The other demo that I want to check out is from Red Raven, and this is I think maybe, is it the last in his series?
I don't know.
So this one is the next, at least, in this series. This one's called Now or Never.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to look at it much at all, but they are going to have it at the show for demo only. Well, those are my 2 demos. You have any demos?
Oh, wow. You have the demos. We got some big ones, man. Unmatched, my favorite series. Another box that's coming in there. Of course, with every box comes new characters. They're not going to have the Marvel ones there, but they have their next volume. And I'm always, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to be at the Restoration booth. Return of the Dark Tower, very close to shipping.
Yeah.
You know, they got this Fury Road kind of, what is it called?
Thunder Road, right?
Thunder Road, which is
Vendetta?
Thunder Road Vendetta. So they have all these things over there. I'm definitely sticking around there for a little while. Okay?
Thunder Road Vendetta sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's based on a board game that came out in the 80s. And it's like I think it's just called like Thunder Road.
I think that was called Thunder Road.
Thunder Road, and you're racing as these different...
It's like Mad Max, right?
Like Mad Max's, and you have different types, and you're trying to take each other out. But what happens is as you chase the board, the other board comes in front. So you're either trying to leave people behind or destroy them. This would be really interesting because when I played that old game, I was just like, this game is a little bit of development away.
And that's what they do, right?
And then like I actually like tagged them on Twitter, and then all of a sudden,
oh really?
Yeah, I just think about that. When I got home, I said, hey, Restoration, you need to do this. Months later, here it is.
Nice.
So I made them do it. No, I'm just kidding. I have no These things take years, folks. All right.
So I have a whole slew. I probably won't even get through. I have a list.
I know,
keep
we
seeing
have
me
lists. We
looking
have
over
lists
here because there's
like
big
crazy.
lists. There are a number of games. Now, these, again, were listed that they were for sale, and I'm going to run through a few.
Oh, no. We can't forget to talk about this. We have to talk about Vagrant Song. We have to.
Oh, well,
we don't even.
Well, that's for sale.
Oh, it's for sale?
I
That's
think
right.
so. I think so.
Limited qualities. We don't know.
So I'll get to my list in a second. We both wanted to talk about this because we came across it I did last night. I showed him today, and now both of us are like, oh, we got to see this.
Yeah, this is happening.
Is it Weird Miniatures?
Yeah, Weird. WYRD. That's probably the wrong spelling, but I said it with confidence.
Typically do board games. I think they're more of a miniatures.
Yes,
place.
It says miniatures.
But this thing is called Vagrant Song, and it has that sort of, if you're familiar with Cuphead or those old sort of fashion cartoons that have
Townsfolk Tussle.
Townsfolk Tussle is another game like that. So it has that vibe, and you're playing, I believe, a bunch of like sort of old-timey hobos that are on a train.
Yeah.
With spirits and ghosts and like maybe demons or something like that.
Boss Battler game too. Like it just, what are we doing? It's a lot. It's saying a lot. There's a lot of art on BGG.
Let's be honest. That's really what we're in for, is the artwork.
I always tell people gameplay over everything, but sometimes you gotta rope me in with some art.
Well, and as long as they rope you in, and then they pay off with gameplay.
Right, and otherwise I'll just keep walking, and believe me, I will walk away from a demo. I'm very kind, but when I see demos, I'm just like, all right, I'm out.
So we'll see about that one. I'm sure we'll come back to you and tell you what our experience was if we do get one.
There's some really good campaign games coming this. I'm serious, man. I mean, like, you can buy Solomon Kane, you can go get Folklore.
Oh, at Gen Con?
Yeah, I mean, like, you can get all these things.
Yeah, Swords and Sorcery is another one I think they had.
Sword and Sorcery. I mean, there's a lot of, like, big campaign games. Oh, another one, Ultree. So Ultree is by Antoine Bauza. That's going to be at Studio H. There's other games we want to look at Studio H.
We're just going to start rambling here, but I'm going to interrupt
I know.
say,
let's go.
Here's some that I believe are for sale. Two of which come from Devir. And if you've ever heard me talk about Devir in the past, I'm going to say again what I've always said. They pack so much game in little boxes
yes, they do.
That it's not even funny. And one game is called Luna Capital. That's definitely going to be there. And you even have a copy of that, right?
Yes, I do. It's in my car.
Well, you haven't tried it yet, right?
I have not tried it yet.
So we're probably going to try that this week too, but that's going to be there for sale. And then one, I hope this is for sale because I want to buy a copy, Paris Eiffel. This is an expansion to Paris City of Lights, which we have content on the channel. Ryan and I did a playthrough of this. This is a 2-player tile placement game. And I'm telling you, you haven't played it, right?
No.
It is excellent, and I'm really excited to see what Eiffel does for it.
Wow. Dude, Camel Up expansion.
Yeah, Camel Up expansion.
Now, I love Camel Up. So I love Camel Up. It's good for friends, good for parties, good for families, all kinds of stuff. It's just one of those ways.
Do you have the newer version of it?
Yes, I do, and it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. So I can't wait to check out that expansion. Now, another booth I'm going to be at for a hot minute is Arcane Wonders. So Arcane Wonders has one of my favorite 2-player games, Air, Land, and Sea, and they came back with a different version that has
critters,
animals,
right?
like animals, so it's like all critters. Basically, in this game, you are trying to win different fronts. There's 3 in front of you, and they're called campaigns in the Air, Land, and Sea, but I'm assuming they'd just be these different silly themes. And you're playing cards face up, face down. They're manipulating other people's cards, trying to win those different boards. And the cool part about this game is it's only 18 cards, but you don't know what people are going to do, but you can withdraw before you lose. So you can withdraw to not give as many points away. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, he's been telling me a lot about it.
I've been overselling it hard, but
so it better be good. And I do like the critters theme.
Now I got one big one. This is one nobody knows about.
Is it your camera?
It's called Picture Perfect.
Oh,
or
that's
Perfect
what
Moment.
the prop was for.
Okay, that's what the prop was for. I didn't tell him what the prop was for. All right, so this is really interesting. So it's very interesting. Let's just say that. So you are holding a whole bunch of acrylic standees. And they're different people. And you get some cards, and those cards will tell you, like, this person doesn't want to be here. This person wants to be sitting here.
I have heard about this.
So you put them around this table, this actual table you have behind your thing, behind your shield, and you put them in their area. And then we even have some markets that'll change things up. You give different things to people so they all have different information. And then we take pictures. So we take pictures at specific angles to get the most get a picture.
You have to achieve all those things.
So you have to try to achieve it from wherever angle you see. You take the picture and you score points based on your picture.
Yeah, so your picture is going to have like, okay, remember that guy doesn't want to be near this person, so there has to be separated, or he wants to be in front of them, all that sort of thing. That does sound fun.
So this is going to be like a con hit, definitely. You know, like people are going to play it and it's going to be a big hit. But like, I had so much fun with that game. I had so much fun. So I can't wait to pick it up.
That sounds cool.
Both of those. I'm instantly going to pick those up.
A couple more I'm interested in. 2 are coming from Renegade. One that I'm most interested in is The Hunger. This is a Richard Garfield game. I've seen the box. I think...
Yeah, that's all I've seen too.
I think I saw even the back of the box.
Yeah.
But Richard Garfield's really all you need to say to have me on board, to at least check it out.
Yeah.
Because I generally like... I mean, they're not all stellar, and they're not all things that come off the shelf a lot, some of his older stuff, but like Bunny Kingdom was one that he had done sort of more recently that I really loved, and I'm down to take it. And it has really great art.
Well, I'll just be at the Renegade booth. You want to know why? Because I am trying to pick up the Transformers deck building game.
That's the other one.
All right, so that's the other one. So I Transformers is probably my favorite cartoon from when I was a kid.
Really?
And and I just... I can't help it. They have the G.I. Joe one too.
Well, and their system, it's I think Matt Hyra is one of the designers on the system, and he used to be at Cryptozoic, so a lot of the deck building systems that they employed there. Yeah. But also more recently, what they did with the Power Rangers deck building game, which I'm not a Power Rangers fan at all, but that deck building game is actually quite fun.
Yeah, I'm cool with that too. That's another. I was gonna say, so it must be in the same vein because people play that game and they may not necessarily be into the theme because it's so IP specific. Yeah. But this one's going to hit me right where I want.
If it's half as good as the Power Rangers game and it's Transformers, for sure, I'm down.
It can be played solo, it's co-op, it's competitive. I'm feeling that. That's me.
So a few more that I'll rattle off really quick. Then I'll let you finish your list. I'll just list them off. Vivid Memories from Floodgate Games looks really cool. You're collecting these like sort of little diamond-shaped crystals, placing them on your player board. I don't know much about that game other than it looks beautiful, and I assume Floodgate, if they're going to sort of stay in their lane with the kind of games that they typically do, like in the Sagrada vein, if you will, it'll be something that I'm interested in trying.
They give a steady diet of pretty games.
For sure.
What else you got?
I've got The Rocketeer from Funko.
Okay.
Now, Rocketeer is a pretty old property.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what to expect from the game, but I do know that it's 2 players. It's a 2-player game, and one side plays the bad guys, one guy plays the good guys.
Yeah.
I don't know much more about it, but Funko has done some pretty good stuff with their design team. You know, they take IPs
Yes.
and do them well, because I think it's a lot of the old Prospero. Well, it is Prospero.
I think
Hall
so. Yeah.
that used to do a lot of that same stuff for Ravensburger.
Yeah.
Now doing it for Funko. So I'm really interested. I don't know if this game is Prospero Hall.
I don't know what it is. That doesn't matter. All we care about is Rocketeer.
Yeah, I do want to check that out. And then finally, Korra from Yellow, which we've covered on the channel a lot. It's going to be finally available to the public at Gen Con. So if you've not seen our content on the channel, check it out. We really enjoy Korra. It's a fun little abstracted Civ game. Don't think that it's a Civ game in the traditional sense. It is definitely an abstracted version, but it's a lot of fun. So check that out. Also, Mind Management.
I was about to say, are you not going to mention
I am going to mention Mind Management. We had it right here. I had not played this. I'd kind of slept on it, even though we as a channel had access to it for quite some time. You got a copy, and Ryan got a copy. And the last time Jeremy was here, he pulled it out, and we played. And I have always wanted to like hidden movement games. And there's one old one, Clue the Great Museum Caper, is a hidden movement game from I don't know when, probably the 80s or early 90s.
Old games.
And it's certainly not fantastic, but there are things about Clue the Great Museum Caper that I liked, that I like about Mind Management too. And the main thing is that it's so fast to play.
Yes.
That Mind Management, like Clue the Great Museum Caper, is the kind of game that if you really wanted to, if 4 people played, everyone could take a turn being the, what's it called in the game?
It's the recruiter, I believe.
The recruiter?
Yeah.
So you could sort of be the one versus the many, and it can reset like that really quickly so everyone gets that experience. Whereas you play something like Fury of Dracula, there's one person versus many, and then by the time you're done with that game, I don't think anyone wants to play it again.
The cool part about that game is like, oh, you're behind us, like you're behind the shield, and you're kind of marking things off, and people are asking you questions as to where you are, but they're moving around and discovering things too. But the key here is that people who win or lose get more abilities.
That is the insane thing.
There's a lot of content in this box.
It's like,
it's crazy.
Would you say it's campaign?
Well,
it's not really campaign.
I don't know. It's not.
It just changes up the rules depending on who last won or lost.
It's
right?
not really episodic. Although, if you're a fan of the Mind Management, content,
that's true.
It really does appeal to that. I mean, even the new systems that you add have strips from the comic book in there.
Yeah. So what he's saying is basically we play, and Jeremy's the one. If he loses, for our next game, we open a pack that helps him. Basically, if he wins. Instead of that, we open a pack that helps the rest of the table. Yeah. And then you play the next scenario or the next game effectively, but with these new things involved. And these new things are not insignificant. Yeah. They really change up the game. Last thing on that is it's available at retail now. In fact, you can order it on Amazon, in fact. However, that is the retail version. And at Gen Con, they are going to have some of the deluxe versions. And I got to tell you, this deluxe version is sick. I am definitely going to be one of the first in line to try to get a copy of the deluxe version.
And rarely do I go like, you got to have the deluxe. Like, I have the deluxe, so I can't really see it any other way. And I would just, I would just rather tell people, hey, like if you're at Gen Con, definitely track down the deluxe. That is really nice.
Well, I don't always have to have the deluxe, but after playing this game, I wanted it. I want to own this game so badly that I want to own it in the most deluxe way that I can. So that's the other one that I want to pick up.
Couple other things. I got to pick up a copy of Cascadia. You saw the preview for that I did. I love that game.
We had it somewhere here.
We have a Cascadia somewhere over here. That one right there. There's so many games, man. Secrets. This game's Secrets. I don't even know what it is. I don't know too much about it. It's based off of Agatha Christie.
No, Suspects.
Suspects. I said Secrets.
You keep saying Secrets.
I said that before we filmed today. Sorry.
It's one of the hidden things of the game. No, it's Agatha Christie from Studio H, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Studio H. I don't know much about that game except the box is beautiful.
The box is beautiful. You look at it, they have some detective stuff, little maps. I'm in. Like, I want to know. And there's always things at Gen Con you just kind of go, let's go see. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it'll be interesting to see. So now we can talk a little bit about Gen Con in general.
Yeah,
It will be interesting to see how this Gen Con is, because oftentimes you go to Gen Con and there's usually some surprises. I think we'll probably see less of those surprises this year, just because, I mean, unless one of the surprises is, oh, I thought this publisher was going to be here, and they're not.
Yeah.
But other than that, we are going to try to do, for the first time on the channel here, we're really going to try to do some content. The other reason we have this prop right here. So between me and Jeremy and Ryan, for the most part, we're going to be running around. We have a lot of meetings. We're going to be checking out a lot of demos and that sort of stuff. But we are going to be trying to get a lot of content to put here on the channel for you and any of you who can't make it to Gen Con. So we're going to try to be pretty ambitious, but we're not going to overpromise and underperform. We're going to underpromise and overperform. So we're going to try to put up content every single day.
Similar to this.
a couple different times. Maybe even with notes in hand. No, but we're going to actually be doing content from the show floor. We're going to be editing it, shooting it, and posting it from our phones. We've hopefully got all that figured out. So we're going to be doing that and try to get up as much as possible. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, please check us out. And you know what? Make sure you say hi to us, because we're going to be probably walking in tandem the whole time.
Absolutely.
Just make sure you say hi. I mean, we're trying to be as safe as possible, too, but don't be afraid to come up and say hi to me. You can't miss me. I'm kind of a big guy. Myself and Ryan are kind of big guys. You can't miss us.
You'll miss me.
Right.
Especially if I'm walking with these two guys.
We'll look like his security.
That's what if I'm going to get him sunglasses and all. No, everything, all of that aside, definitely check out our content. If you have any questions about this, we're probably not going to answer them, to be honest, in the comments this week.
But hey, you know what? Let us know what titles you want to see.
Yes.
That helps us, like, when we're out there.
Great. Actually, use this video, go in the comments below, tell us, oh, check out this game. We're going to try to take as much feedback from you as possible in where we go and where we take our cameras while we're on the show floor. So definitely make those comments below. And as always, until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.
Take care, party people.